Hi guys, welcome back to the new James Bond show. I'm your host, Krazy Kajeevie, the bad boy of James Bond with no fears, limits, or substitutes. Guys, I'm going to make a quick video here. I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Now, I have done a video a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, on why I believe Rami Malek was Dr. No, was going to be Dr. No. And I said that once I see the film, I would make a definitive decision on it, whether I think it was true, and I'd come back and revisit this subject. Because some people would leave in comments and laugh, haha, you were wrong, he's not Dr. No. And then there's other people coming back going, he was definitely Dr. No. Well, I saw the film today, and I have done my mini review. I just want to address something about my mini review. Within 20 minutes of doing the mini review, I went from 307 subscribers to 303. I lost four subscribers and I had 4 dislikes. So the 4 people, I'm assuming, that disliked it decided to unsubscribe to my channel. Well, to you people that unsubscribed to my channel because I gave an honest review of this film, which included me saying, I love this film, then see you later. Could not give a stuff. Could not give a stuff, because I'm never not going to be me here at the James Bond show. And I'm also not going to be a gutless jerk and lie and be something else I'm not. And I always said the entire time, always said this, go back and look at my videos, guys. I said that if this is a great film, if it's a good film, and it's not horribly woke, then I would defend it. I will be honest and at least admit that. Are there woke elements to this film? Yes, there are. There's no doubt there are, okay? And I will discuss all that in my upcoming full, big, no time to die review. But overall, I thought it was a beautiful, lush, gorgeous, heartbreaking tearjerker, an absolute classic, and it was so Ian Fleming. It was film Bond, novel Bond, and I loved it. And I'm not going to apologise for loving it. And if you guys can't handle the fact I love that, then go and unsubscribe. It doesn't bother me. But I guarantee you one thing. Whether you resubscribe or not, you'll be back to this channel because it's still the only James Bond channel that puts the balls on the line and defends James Bond from being turned into potentially a black female 007, a Mexican 007, speaks out about James Bond being cast as a woman, James Bond being gay, James Bond being Mexican. And I also defend the series against people like Joji Fukunaga, who did a wonderful job directing the film, but I speak out against him saying that James Bond was a rapist. And I will always continue to do that. However, as an enclosed story arc for Daniel Craig, as long as they don't continue this with Nomi, and in my previous video where I said they could do a Nomi spin-off, let me reiterate something if I wasn't clear. I don't want a Nomi spin-off, but what I said was, if they were to do a Nomi spin-off, I see this as a producer, as a former producer. I would see it as you do a film on her, because she's the type of girl, she's got beautiful skin, she's not going to age. And if I was them, I would do, well, if they were going to do a Nomi film, like I said, I don't want them to, but if they did, I would do it as how she became a 00 also. Something like that. I wouldn't be cheeky and use this current film series to push her along. If they replace James Bond and they continue this franchise with her in the lead, then that's blasphemy to me. That is wrong. So I'm going on faith that this film is the beautiful thing it is because it's celebrating Daniel Craig's James Bond and all the characters in it, including Felix Leiter, etc. So enough about that for now. But look, I love the film. I'm not going to apologise for it at all one bit. It wouldn't be me. But the idea of this video is to discuss, as I'm calling it, Dr. Nogate, okay? I'm going to come out and say this. The filmmakers should be honest about this, and Rami Malek, and come out and just admit he was going to be Dr. No. And I personally believe it is an absolute shame they did not make him Dr. No. And I think they lost their nerve. I've got no doubt whether I'm pretty sure they know who I am and they know who this channel is. I'm outspoken. I'm very outspoken. Everyone in the Bond community pretty much knows who I am or about this channel because I put my balls on the line. I see it and I say it because that's just who I am. And I love this character so much. And even with that love, I still love the ending of the film because I still think the way they killed him, here's the thing, guys, that you got to look at here. In the way that they killed James Bond, and I will put spoilers at the title of this video, okay? So what I love about the death of James Bond is they did it with class. James Bond died with dignity, with honor, as a hero. If they killed him as a coward and did like what they did in Star Wars and made Luke Skywalker a coward, or in Terminator where the Terminators are irrelevant and John Connor gets killed off like that, then I would be pissed. So I want you guys who don't like the ending and are pissed at me for liking it, really think about this. Be honest with yourself. Did they let Daniel Craig, did they let his James Bond go out as a hero, as a tough guy, as a great character? Yes, they did. They did not let him go out like a pussy. If he went out like a pussy as a coward, I would be up in arms. But they didn't. They treated it with respect. And even with Nomi and her character, thank you. They treated even their relationship, her relationship with Bond, was treated with respect. So I give props to the filmmakers, and a lot of my fears were, laid down and all good now. But anyway, back to Dr. No. Please, filmmakers, please, someone within Eon or MGM, Universal, whatever, just come out, admit the truth, tell us he was Dr. No. And I'm going to give you the evidence right now. First of all, you don't go into the titles. Bond puts Madeline on the train, and the titles come in literally, and visually it was a little bit jarring, literally the dots from Dr. No, like the red, the blue, the green, those dots. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It wasn't the 60th anniversary film. Why would you do that if you weren't trying to tie Dr. No into it? Okay, when you see the sign in Cuba, the bar no or whatever, you take out one little letter and you've got I think Dr. No. You take out two letters, it reads Dr. No. You've got the no mask. Now, I know they're Japanese, but it's still an Asian-themed mask. No mask. You've got him being called Doctor as well. Yet within the story, he's not confirmed as a doctor, but then he's called Doctor. The Ken Adam film sets, especially his one where he's like this with the gun and you see the dome thing over him with like the grated, and the light coming through. That is so much like the Dr. No set where Professor Dent picks up the big tarantula in Dr. No. Then you've got his costume design. His costume design is pretty much like Dr. No, right? And he's kind of got a bit more of a semi-Asian maybe appearance. To me, anyway, a little bit, not overly, but there's something there. It's believable that, if they said his mother was part Asian or something, you could probably believe it, or father Middle Eastern. Now, in the original movie, of course, Dr. No, his efforts and his talents were rejected by the East and the West, so he joined Spectre. I think in this, it was what originally they could have been doing or did was that he had been rejected, or his family maybe somehow were rejected by Spectre, and that's why then, big spoilers here, but that's why then Mr. White went and killed his parents. And one thing I've got to touch on too, which I'll talk more about in my big review, I would have loved to see a scene. I would have loved to have seen a scene. I've got so many things to say about this film when I do my big review. I would have done a scene some way later when we're getting to know him, getting to know Safin. I would have had a scene showing a backstory of Mr. White murdering his parents. I think that would have been epic and powerful and helped the audience understand him more. And then maybe on that angle, you could start to understand why he got a hatement and a resentment to people and why now he wants to kill, millions of people. But for me, he was definitely Dr. No. Now, one more massive piece of evidence, two actually, and I've discussed this before. He was on a US talk show, and he started talking about, playing this iconic character. This character is iconic. Well, he can't say that about the character he's playing. He can't call him iconic when he hadn't even performed the role. So he was on that American talk show when he had been cast, but he hadn't started filming. Filming was coming up. So he was going to do filming later, and he said it's an iconic character and I can't wait to play him. Well, that doesn't make sense unless he's playing Dr. No or an iconic character that we know about. And he specifically mentioned, also on the same show, he mentioned Dr. No being his favourite character, and that's why he was so excited. And then later on, that interview got pulled from the internet, like, poof, disappeared. And the other part, what was the other part? There's another big part too, guys, where it was just, home and hose that he was playing Dr. No. I'm trying to think of it. But look, with all the evidence, with all that evidence that I've given you already, okay, actually, yes, it's come to me. The other thing was, he's in an interview, Lashana Lynch is there, Lea Seydoux there, Daniel Craig's there, and he came out, I think he was a bit too relaxed, a bit too fun, forgetting that Daniel Craig is also like a producer of the film, associate producer or whatever, and let's face it, under Babs, he's still like one of the big bosses. But Rami was feeling comfortable, and he came out and he goes, what is my... This was after filming. So this was now after filming. And he says, so who is my character again? I'm like, what is his name again? And he's kind of making light of it. And Daniel Craig looks at him as to say, don't say another word, like, shut up. And he's like, because I don't even know his name. So, and that's when he kind of went quiet. Once Daniel Craig gave him a certain look, it was like, Rami, shut up and don't say another word. Because he knows that he filmed that... He shot that film as Dr. No, as Julius No, there is no doubt. And they've gone in and they've changed it. Now, one of the other reasons I believe they've changed it is because of this whole politically correct bullshit thing about blackfacing, and maybe they didn't want to make him Asian face or be accused of not making him Asian and hiring a Middle Eastern actor instead of an Asian. Who knows what the politically correct think tank at Eon was thinking. But there is no doubt now that I've seen the film that I will give seriously this entire James Bond collection that I own that is massive and stunning. It's multiple rooms. I will give that to Barbara Broccoli. Contact me, Babsy. I will give you this collection. Not that you need it. You can afford anything and probably got all this 10 times over. I'd love to see some of the original posters your dad would have given you. They would be awesome. Anyway, I'd give this Bond collection up if proven wrong. I'd give this Bond collection up because to me, there's no doubt he was Dr. No. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section below if you've seen the film. Come on, am I right? Was he Dr. No? Have they pulled a shifty diffty? I definitely think they have. Have. I'm speaking German or something. They have? I definitely think they have, guys. Put a shifty. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the channel, and comment as always. Keep on bonding and say hi to your mum for me.